Hello. How does that work? Can you hear me? Yes, no. Yes, yes. Check, check. All right, great. Ladies and gentlemen, and Carly, it's so nice to see you here. It's been so long. We got Wilson. We've got a Ruskish. So I have no idea what's going on with this on the actual YouTube studio. There is nothing going on in there. So interesting. It's just blank. I don't know why, but if you can see me, then it must be working. So weird. I'm gonna go to my actual channel and see if it shows me on there. My thumbnail is upside down. Fascinating. But it does show me as live with 6 people. Why would it do that? Why would it give me an upside down thumbnail? Why would they? Why would they do such a thing to me? Anyway, so I'm here. Silent Mode TV. Greetings to you. Um, it's been ages, and I used to not stream here because I thought it's going to damage the subscriber number. Because when I did that for a little while, I live streamed here, and every time I'd come back, because the channel was built with the time lapses, and there were people subscribing for time lapses, and then I started live streaming and doing less uploads, and so it would send out alerts to people saying new update from Lorecraft, and then they would check to see his time lapse, and it would be me just here talking. So I thought maybe I shouldn't stream here because it might damage that. But then I haven't posted anything here in a year and a half. So what more damage could I possibly do? Yeah, I think I can change that after the fact. But yeah, yeah. So what's going on, everybody? I wanted to check in. I figured there'd be at least a couple people hovering, hanging out, looking to see what's what. Doesn't hurt to reemerge now and again. How's Carly? What's up with silent mode? Ask me questions, because I figured I could tell you a few things that have been going on around here. So I'm going to send off a couple of messages. Live streaming. Yeah, just telling my mother. She probably want to know. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, at the moment, I'm redoing this guy, which, if you remember, is the original right there. The original dude, and he's air dry clay, and his neck broke, and he's just been kind of, you know, hanging around for a while. And I figured it was about time to give him an upgrade. And it took me so long because the work required to do that was beyond my capabilities, believe it or not. Because the original sculpture, these eyes I made by hand, like with glass and Sculpey, and they are not uniform, so I couldn't just make another pair and then make a silicone Dobby with the same eyes. So I had to digitally sculpt these eyes, and make my own cores, my own blanks, and my own clear coat molds. And it succeeded. And I've got them right here. You can see. That's what's going to be going in here. And it took a lot of new tricks, and I figured it out. So this is my first real foray into 3D sculpting. I just had to do the forms and the shapes. I still do all the rest. But that was necessary to move on to a silicone version of the character. Oh, you got engaged. That's brilliant. That is news. I didn't know that. Well, congratulations. Well, look at you. This cat is going to be up in my face again. He did this last time. I popped into stream on Twitch, and this is what he does. He wants to get up in my face. And he's going to start rubbing his head on the camera. He does this every time. I mean, he's going to just sit right there, isn't he? This is... Thanks, man. Yeah, it's what he does. I have to just accept it. This is ridiculous. Get an ass in the face and... Yeah. Man, there's just... Okay, alright. You can come down here if you want to. Hello. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh geez. Alright, we'll just leave the camera on him for a bit. This is too much. You know, he never does this. He just must know. He knows I'm on here. Oh my gosh. Hello, buddy. Didn't take him long. Alright, so I can read the chat and hang out for a bit while he just sits on me. Yep. So what's up, folks? Tell me what's what. I don't know how long he'll keep this up. He might just get sick of it and attack me. And that does happen, because they get this thing called petting aggression. Where the petting... Oh, look at this. Look at his... Oh my gosh. This is too much. Look at he's putting... He's getting... Oh. This is... Oh. So petting aggression is where the sensation of the petting starts to mimic their sensory experience of prey trying to escape, is the freneticism. And so that's when you're petting them, you know, and kind of give them a scratch, and suddenly they turn around and attack you. That's what that's from. They're getting activated to kill. So he doesn't do that. This is... Oh, jeez. Oh my... Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Hello, buddy. What would I do without this guy? What would I do without this guy? Oh my goodness. Oh, he's going to get an ear scratch. Get that ear. Oh, get up in that ear. Hey, buddy. Good boy. What such a good boy, huh? Well, I had planned to get up and show you guys some of the work I've been doing here in the shop since I've been putting up any videos. I've got a number of sculpts that I've made that I've never made videos for. And they're behind me, but now I can't move because you know the rules. If the cat sits on you, you can't leave until he's done with you. If anybody's ever had a cat and you try to go to sleep at night and he sits down on your legs, you ain't moving. It looks like it. It looks like it. He just decided to sit here, so Cat videos tend to get more views than I do anyway, so it's not a bad thing. This is ridiculous. He knows. I swear he knows. Hey there, horror fanatic. Yeah, it's been up and down, man. Just I think the same for everybody. You know, but I just wanted to pop in and see how everybody was doing and maybe catch some people up on what's been happening here. I don't know if you guys know, but I did a huge project this past year for a big game company, and I made a 7-foot tall sculpture. And I didn't really do a video. I put a video on the second channel for that. What's an ear scratch? Look at that foot going. Look at that foot going. Oh yeah. So he wants me to get in his ear. Get that ear, man. You got it. There's something in there. He's got to get it. But yeah, I couldn't do a video for that because it was huge. I actually tried. I filmed a lot of it, and I planned to do a time lapse with it. There was lots of just, it was like filming, because a lot of it was 3D printed, and I hate 3D printing. It's not something I ever wanted to get into, but it was required for this project. And man, it was hell. It was hell. I got chemical burns in my eyes, and the whole place stunk like resin. It was challenging. I managed to get it done, though. I got it done. And I couldn't really do anything with the footage except maybe just take a few excerpts, and I posted it on the second channel. You know, Carly, that is so lovely. If I was near, I would absolutely show up. I would absolutely. That would be wonderful. Yeah, and I promised to look at Discord again, by the way, if you guys want to get on there. A lot of people just not there anymore, and I don't blame you. I just stopped using it. But I'm trying to re-engage here. I'm going to do a video with this new Dobby. Look at this cat. And he's only here to get ear scratchings. This is so silly. Sandra Brown, are you still here? I have to check. Because you know who Sandra Brown is. Alright, dude, I'll get back in the ear. Look at this. Get in that ear. Get in that ear. Jeez. You better be happy. I've done enough. Yeah, so Sandra Brown is a certified witchcraft spellcaster who just happens to be my mother. He's gone. So now instead of having this camera focused down at my groin, I'm going to turn it back up to this thing here. There we go. Sandra is responsible for my existence. Yes. Get away from my drink. He's over there now. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have my undivided attention. Oh, no, he's not finished with me. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. He's decided he's not finished. You're not, are you, boy? I should, like, not even bother to stream sculpting. I should just say cat stream. Coming back down? Yep. Nope. No, you changed your mind? What's the plan, man? Yeah, Steven, that is the primary person responsible for my existing. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? It's like he understands the forces of the universe and he decides it's time. It's time to engage. He doesn't do this when I sit at my desk in my room. He doesn't do this when I'm in bed. He's doing it. What's up, man? Are you back? He has returned. All right, boy. He is a vicious beast. So I will continue to interact with you while I pet this beast. I can't sculpt while he's sitting here. It's inappropriate to. Well, no, there he go. Look at this. What is he after? What could you possibly want? And he's just going to sit here now in front of what I need to be doing. It's great. Thank you, dude. Keith Wolf. Yeah, man, it's been ages. It's been ages. I'm happy that some of you people are still around. I never really made a habit of streaming on YouTube because I thought it was going to damage my viewership. But since I'm barely on here at all, I figured why not? Why not do it? What's the plan, Kat? Can you just sit here? He's just going to sit right in front of me and bother me. He looks happy, though. Well, let's see what I can do with him sitting there. You know, he's got something going on in that right ear of his. Come on, Pips. What are you doing? What's the plan, man? I've got things to do. Hopefully he'll just go behind me. So, is the music distracting? Is it too loud or too soft? I found a stream-safe synthwave beats. Very, very subtle changes. This guy's nearly finished. I've got lots of minor skin detailing, but that happens pretty quickly. It's more about just getting everything else lined up first. I put him in the oven earlier today at a very, very low temperature to try to make an adjustment to his eyes. Let's see. Question, since it's a Q&A, has the Michael Myers video taken down? It's my favorite. It should still be up. It should still be up there. That's interesting that you say that, because I thought that was one of my worst videos. But I might have made it invisible because I just thought it wasn't very good. But if it's missing and you want me to reactivate it, I can put it back up. Because I wasn't happy with his hair. I was really like, I kind of glued on this fake hair, and I thought, well, it's a mask. It's supposed to look kind of shoddy. Thanks, guys, for the music comment. This cat is up in my shit. What's up, man? What is this about? I don't know if you can see this. What is this about, man? You're investigating something? What's the plan now? Jeez. You know, it's a good thing I don't survive on streaming because I'd never get anything accomplished with this. Well, you know what? I'll give you guys a breakdown of that since you're here. And if you're interested, I can try to explain. It's a rather complicated explanation. But if I'm going to give an explanation, might as well do it here. Now. Why not? There's no way for me to... Oh, there's 15 people here. That's cool. Well, hello, everybody. Feel free to say hi. Yeah, so the deal with this is... when I started... it was air dry clay. It was stuff like this, and that's, you know, pretty advanced, I'd say, for air dry clay. But that is a simple process where you just sculpt it in the clay, you let it dry, and you paint it with acrylics. And that process took me about a week. And it's quick, and it costs maybe 50 to 100 bucks in materials, maybe even less. And it was fast and simple. And it allowed me to post more frequently. And there came a time when I just was like, well, I want to make better and better sculptures. I want to get better at what I do. And that required me to start using new materials. People wanted to buy the sculptures. Yeah, I'll activate it. I'll activate it for you. I'll try to remember that, and I'll put it back on as public, because I just was like, it wasn't my best video, and I just kind of. But anyway, I'll get back to what I was saying. Yeah, Discord is still up. So people wanted to buy the sculptures, and oftentimes it'd only be the one sculpture, you know, and I'd get 3 or 4 requests or something, and it was just one piece. Didn't know who to sell it to, and then I couldn't send it in the mail because they're fragile. And I'd put all that work into one piece, and I would only have the one piece. And then I started looking at, you know, I wanted to get better, and to get better, you've got to use different materials. And I realized that I had to move on and move up. I had to spend more money and spend more time. And it started taking 2 weeks and 3 weeks, and sculptures started costing, instead of 50 to 100 bucks, they started costing $500 to $600 or $700 in materials. And it was impossible at that point to keep up with a posting schedule, do everything fast and still do it with quality. And yeah, it was just, and I also needed to be, so the algorithms, you start to fall out of favor with the algorithm because you're not posting enough. You lose the audience capture, you know, because people want to see what's going on frequently, and they would move on to new channels and other content creators. And then I started to have to be very, very careful about what I was making, because I needed to know I'd get a return on the investment. If I was going to spend 500 bucks making a sculpture, I needed to know at least a couple people were going to buy them. And so the videos became less and less frequent. And then I started getting scared to post stuff because of like, well, am I going to lose my shirt, you know? Financially speaking. And yeah, it just, things changed. The nature of the business changed. And yeah, it was weird because at the time it was really upsetting, because I would spend more time on a sculpture. I'd work really, really hard. I'm like, I'm going to get this just right. I want to make it look as real as possible and be the highest quality. And I'd get fewer views. I'd end up with fewer revenues the harder I worked, the longer I took, and it was just like baffling, because then I'd go, oh, what are people watching instead? It was another thing I also theorized was you start to separate yourself from the everyman. Earlier on in air dry, it looked like it was accessible. It was like, oh, look what he's doing. I could try that, you know, and you could just go to the art shop and maybe get some air dry clay and try. And as I evolved, it was something not everybody could really gain access to, because it was like I started using, you know, expensive chemicals. And this song is annoying. Let's skip that one. Yeah, so it just became less accessible, I think, to people at some stage. And so the viewership dropped. And then there was no urgency to try to keep up with views, because the views disappeared. And I switched into commissions. I started working with collectors and companies and game companies instead. And they would just pay me for the sculptures outright. They'd pay for the creation fee. I had one collector hire me to do Midnight Mass Vampire. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Geez, if this is normal and I get donations for popping on, I'll do this all the time. I'll come back. That's really nice of you. Thank you so much. Really. It means a lot. It means a lot. So yeah, that's kind of how things turned out. And to be honest, I had a video. I don't want to name names and get in trouble, but the last video I uploaded, and I'm not going to say what it was, but you know, I kind of said it by not saying it. Of all the times I could have gotten, hey, the Kapoy, hey, it's Putin. Yeah, people have said that. I've heard of people say that. Of all the times I could have been like attacked for copyright IP shit, it was. Um, it could have been, you know, I was doing Marvel, Lucasfilm, all these other characters, and nobody said a word. I got companies, you know, sending me props, great work, you know, like what you're doing, and I did one, and this guy started like threatening to sue me. I was like, "Are you serious?" It's a 40-year-old IP that he didn't even create. He bought it on a IP fire sale, and he wanted me to give him a bunch of money, and I was just like, "What the shit?" It really took the wind out of my sails, and so I just, you know, I get about $1 per 1,000 views, and that video didn't even break, I think, 10,000 views. And then on top of it, I had this guy threatening to sue me. I was like, I think I'm done for a while. Yeah. So, but I've been working since. It's not like I quit sculpting. I just kept doing other projects here. In fact, I'll grab one here in a sec. I'll show you something I finished that I never showed you. Oh yeah, I want to do that, but I don't know if I do that here, it'll probably get like copyright claim and switch the stream off. Um, so yeah, Kai the Wolf. I used to, I still do, but now it's just like, show me the money, because that was another thing. I'd get lots of comments, and there'd be other channels that would sculpt in polymer clay and make little figurines, and they could do them fast and cheaply. And again, I wanted to become better and be more professional and work in the film industry. And so they get requests and they do them. But when I get a request and someone's, can you do this? They're essentially saying, hey, can you spend a month and several $100s in materials doing this thing? So it's like, I can, but show me the cheddar, and I'll do it. So yeah. So now if I do make something like I'm doing with this, I'm pretty sure that this will have some buyers. I think a silicone version of this Dobby, because you know he turned out brilliant, and this one's going to be even better. He's going to be silicone. His ears are going to be flexible. His eyes are going to look good. He's going to have more detailing in his skin, and so I can take that risk on. And you know, I'm pretty sure somebody, because I sold. You know, remember Creature? I'll go get it. I'll get a couple things over here. One second. Here. So you've seen this guy. I'll put the big camera on his face. But you've seen him. And I sold quite a few of this guy, and he's not even that famous. Like, I mean, he's famous, but he's not famous like Dobby famous. He wasn't a beloved character. And you look at the quality of this, you know, and I'm like, this is gorgeous. And when I bring him, I do conventions now too, quite a bit. I bring him to shows. People love this guy. And I've sold maybe 10 of these for about $1,000 a piece. And, you know, I just thought, I got to do Dobby. I got to make it, finish him up and make him like this. So Dobby will have the same material, the same paint work. You know, it's going to look fabulous when he's done. So that was the, you know, I can take a chance like that. I can actually invest the money and know that pretty sure somebody's going to buy a Dobby if it comes out with this kind of level of quality. And if you've seen the eyes came out really, really nice. So there's you guys have seen this. There's a video for this is up. Wilson, you can put the Creature video up if you want to link it in the chat. But yeah, put him over. Put him back here. Ugh. He's one of my favorite pieces. So Let's see, I catch up on the chat. 7th movie of Friday. Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one that is. I get a lot of requests for Jason over the years. There's so many variations of him under that mask, and it's just like I have to look at them individually. But I never did it because everybody thinks Jason, they think hockey mask. And only the diehard Jason fans, they know what's going on underneath. So, let's see. Why in the world would I do my thumbnail upside down? What kind of crap? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like I've got a part in my hair. I'm here for you. I love Retrowave. All 80s all the time on 95.7 FM. Come on, give me some more questions. Ask me anything you like. Man, you sound like you've got the Jason trivia down. Look at this cat again. He just won't stop. Hey man, that's the camera. Maybe you shouldn't do that. What a lovely boy. Hi, Buddy Pips. What's up, dude? Hi. What's up? This is too much, man. No, he's just gonna plop his ass down there. So I hope that was a good explanation, a sufficient explanation of why I don't post, you know? Oh, here's the other one, the other character that I did recently. I never did the video for this. Let's see if you recognize him. So if you're Godzilla fans, you might recognize this guy. I actually had the video for this fully edited and ready. And I just thought, why post it? Because the movie was out over a year ago, and there's another one coming out, and this character will be in it again. And I thought, I'll just save the video for then, and I'll post it then. So this is Suko from the Godzilla X Kong movie. And people, I bring him to shows, but it's another thing when you want the videos to do well. You got to post them when they're relevant, and that helps with the search volume. People are looking for anything related to a film or a game when it comes out, and then you put the video up relevant to that at the same time, and then you capture more views. So I just figured there's no rush, and I don't know how many of these I'd ever want to sell, because this required a new method that I had to figure out, and I did not enjoy it. It's called hair transfer. And I could not frickin' stand that. I hated every second of it. And yeah, don't want to do that again. So I might just not sell this guy at all. Just keep it for myself on the shelf. I had a couple of people ask to buy it at the shows, and I just said, nah, it's not worth it. What they were offering wasn't worth what I had to do to make this. I made several, though, in different colors. I got a monkey over there. I'm reading the chat. Carly, well, I've got, obviously I've got Dobby. I've got Pennywise still, the one that really kind of put me on the map. I've got the Snoke sculpture, which I'd really like to sell. Somebody came over and bought the Night King once, maybe a year and a half ago. I was glad to get him gone. So I think it's Pennywise, Dobby, and Snoke are the last air dries that I've got sitting around, I think. Question though, do you make the clothes for certain sculptures like for Michael or Pennywise? So it's a mix, actually. It's a mix, because stuff like, I don't know if you can see here, like, you know, you see Creature back there. That's just like, this is like a rag, you know, and I could, it's like, it's jute. I just cut and shape that. For Pennywise, I found a dress that was similar. I chopped it up and stitched it back together. But for things like the bobs, Jesus Christ, look at this dude. That face, it's priceless. Let me go get one of the bobs. I'll be right back. I'll get 2 bobs. All right. So you remember the bobs. You know what? I'll just put them on my knees and then turn the camera towards them. There you go. So, whoop. This camera is like riding all over it. There we go. So we've got these 2 guys, the 2 bobs. And this one, they sell Beetlejuice costumes. And I would just have a seamstress cut them and stitch them, which is fine. But the yellow one, there were no yellow suits, so I had to order the fabric, and I got a seamstress to do the jacket. It had a template, and the shirts you just grab at a shop, cut them. Found this tie at a secondhand shop. But yeah, you make it easy on yourself, you know. And when it comes to things like, if you watch the Tarman video, I found a shirt that looks like he's wearing. So if you watch the movie Return of the Living Dead, Tarman is wearing, looks like a suit that he might have been wearing when they buried him, and it's all shredded, and it's supposed to look, you know, gooey and wet from the rot, and it really just looks like vinyl, like melted vinyl. So I found a shirt that had a collar, and I just shredded it up to look the same. And then I took silicone that was dyed. I used the black pigment in the silicone, and I soaked the shirt in that black silicone, and then I just spread it out so it wouldn't like root itself together in a clump mess. Spread it out flat, and it cured like that, and then it was just like a silicone shirt. It looked like melted plastic, and I just put it back on it, and it worked great. It looks perfect. Yeah, Nuke's Duke. Nuke's Duke. Well, I mean, yeah, I think the most straightforward answer to that is, if you want to do what the masters do, look at what they do, and basically copy. It's like, how is he doing that? What is he using? And you just see it. You go, okay, he's using this. He's trying this method. Try it yourself, and suddenly, you know, it's working out. That's the easiest way. But there's nothing quite like practice. You know, you have to keep practicing. When I started, I was convinced I sucked. I still feel like I suck most of the time, because when you're sculpting, there's this period where it looks terrible, and you're always there. Whenever you start a new sculpture, you're always in this place where it looks terrible. And what I found was that most people, they don't get through that stage. They just quit, and then they never realize they could do better. And you just have to keep pushing through, working through that this looks like shit space, until finally you start to see what's in front of you. Because here's an interesting thing about sculpting that's different than, say, pencil drawing. How many times can you erase on paper before, like, just how many times can you think you can erase on paper? I don't know what the delay is on here, so I could sit here and stare and wait for someone to answer me. It might be 30 seconds, but let's see. I'm going to read the questions first. Yeah, Carly basically said what I said, but yes. So if you're drawing, you can erase a couple times. And then any more than that, the paper starts to tear, it gets smudged, it looks bad. So you're limited. But that is not the case. That is not the case with sculpting. You can add and take away to infinity until you finally see what you want. And that's the secret. It's easier to sculpt than it is to draw. But I find that people, they give up too soon. I gave up too soon. I actually tried to sculpt a couple times in my life before I started really taking it seriously, and the results were rather mixed. So you get into it because you want to do it for fun, and you'll find out that you're probably a hell of a lot better at it than you think. I'm going to put the bobs back, but yeah, that was just for illustration purposes. Bob's going back on the shelf. Whoops. All right. So there's a few other things I could show you that I've been working on. Hey, Pips. Good boy. What a lovely boy. I'll put Creature back as well. Well, no, I'll leave him there. He's not in the way of anything. Whoops. Ugh. This thing is so annoying the way it wants to just flop around. Get a ball of clay and just stick it in there. There you go. What's this? Stick. There was a guy he kept asking me if I was he wanted me to do Laughing Jack. I should look up what happened to that guy, because he kept asking me. He's like, I'll get ready to do it soon. I want to do it soon. I forgot about him, actually. I should see what happened to that guy. Wow, now that you just mentioned it. Because he's like, I'll do it soon. I'll pay you this much, and I just kept waiting for it, and he just kind of disappeared. But I should try to get in touch with him, because it's always good to have more work. But Laughing Jack seemed like a good one. There's so many creepypastas, and like as I said, you want to pick something that's going to have the most likelihood of a return, because it's a business. You can't just, unfortunately, you just can't make what you want, and I wish I could, because there's a lot of things I'd make. Yeah, man. It's been ages. It's been ages since I was on here, and I did it. I don't know if you were here when I was trying to explain. It's just so difficult to do this kind of work and then keep up with an ordinary posting schedule, because it's, I thought about it, like even if I made a sculpt every 2 weeks, that's over 25 sculptures per year, and I've got a pile of molds already, a pile, and I don't know what to do with them. So the sculpting thing works if you're doing small things. You can do it, you can manage it. But I've seen a few sculptors that take that miniature stuff really seriously, and they spend a couple weeks on a piece, and so I don't know how they do it either. So, oh yeah, I was going to show you some stuff. Tips. So you guys remember when I did Vecna? So, let's see. Oh shit. So he's still up there. Now I'm currently still. There he is. I'm still using this as a reference. And he's one of my favorite ones I've ever done. But he's now currently a reference piece for another Vecna that I'm doing that is much bigger. I'm going to put him here for a second. Ouch. So he's here. There we go. Now check this bad boy out. I have to use the musculature to get this guy in. But I don't know if you can tell, but now we've got another Vecna that's even bigger. Oh, shit. Ugh. But the size is hopefully observable. But this one is much larger than this one. And I've been using that as a template. But yeah, he's really big and heavy. I'm not going to be able to hold him here for very long. But there was a fella that was after me to make another one that was larger. And yeah, he was good for it because he hired me to do something else before. So I figured I got started on this. And I will eventually finish it. But I put him aside for now because I've got some other jobs I've got to finish first. And hopefully I'll hear back from the guy soon. But yeah, I'm going to check the... What do we got? Wow, I forgot about the time. You have to go. Oh, you got to go. Oh yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, so I've heard. But yeah, this is just to show you what I've been playing around with over here. It's funny, they look so similar. I know, even the Dobbies, like it's this. I didn't expect to be making things that I already made, but here I am doing two things I've already made. I'm gonna put this guy back. He's big. Oh. Whew. All right. Put this guy back on the shelf as well. Oh, I don't know if you guys ever saw these. This was for in a theme park. The Sir Walter Scott. See, there's a theme park here in Scotland where they needed some props. They wanted some goblins, and so I crafted these guys up. There was two of them. The other one I do not have cast, but I thought that was kind of a funny little character that maybe you guys never saw. His little red hat. It's, oh, I. The longest and shortest. Gosh. Okay, the shortest one was Zombie Yoda. That was ridiculous. I was drafted. Like they asked me to make 3 videos for a sponsored spot. See you later, Carly. Thanks for. It's nice to see you, and congratulations on the engagement. I hope everything goes well, and hopefully I'll see you again. Right. So the zombie Yoda, because I was contracted to do 3 videos, and I had to put them out before a specific deadline. And I remember I had I don't want to. There's so much private stuff I don't know if I should put up here, but it was a specific time in my life where I was needed in several places at once, I shall say. And I was really, 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 really busy. And I was taking a bus back and forth to all these different places. And I'm looking at my calendar and I'm like, oh my God, I've got like 2 days before I put my contract. I'll be in violation of my contract. I've got to do this video. So I think I made that zombie Yoda and the video in 2 days. It was a marathon of insanity. Um, it came out surprisingly well though, I thought. But that I don't even know where that is. I think I left it at a friend's house in Belfast. I think he still has it somewhere. Ugly ass thing. The longest. That is a good question. Um, I mean, the longest would be that huge 7 foot tall thing I just did, but we didn't really put that up here. You're talking busts. I have to think. I don't know because there's some that it's like total time to sculpt throughout. That's different than like sculpting a while, taking a break, putting it aside, doing it again. Because there are some that took me. I mean, Jesus, I've got one over there that I've never even finished. It's been sitting around for well over a year, and it's small. I can actually show you that too. He's kind of cute, but but if it's just total time, dude, I have to think. I don't know. I don't know. I played around with that xenomorph, and he took a long time because I had several different molds to make for that. Those are under my bed. Those molds. I only made one. I only sold one. There was no demand for it, and I see why. Because they're so easy to 3D print those really good copies, those versions of it. So that was a mistake. The xenomorph took a long time. The Midnight Mask Vampire took a long time. Dude, I don't know. I didn't know how to answer that because there were some that took. A lot of them took about a month, but I don't think there's anything that took 2 months, except because the 7 foot tall thing I didn't even sculpt really by hand. A lot of that was 3D printing. That was several months. But yeah, I don't know. Like the total detail work might be the first Vecna. The second Vecna probably maybe because it's just you have to get these tools inside the face and then underneath to get like to carve out little bits, and you just got to get it just right. Um, yeah, man. I think that maybe I don't know. Hopefully, I answered your question, your satisfaction. The deets. I did another deet, fully sized. He's up. She's up there. Let's see. You see her up there? There's deet. It's full standing. There's another character up there that was probably the worst sculpture I ever made. Makes me sad, but I never did it. I never released that video publicly. Who's that handsome fella? Hmm. So we got all sorts of weird and creepy characters here, other than just me. Tiernan Power. Well, hello. Um, she looks terrifying. Tiernan Power. That sounds familiar. Jesus Christ, where do I know that from? By the way, he's still here. He didn't leave. Right there, looking all commanding. I have to look this up. National Hunt Jockey from County Wexford. Tiernan Power is an Irish professional national hunt jockey. It's a cool name. I don't know why Tiernan Power would send his regards, but hey. Greetings to Tiernan Power. How long have I been on? I do not know. It doesn't tell me. Does it tell you guys how long I've been up here? Because I kind of have to keep an eye on that. I was only planning to be on for about an hour tonight. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was an interesting time, man. I figured they'd probably not. Yeah, okay. Well, I give them my regards too. It's been a lot of years since I lived over there, but everyone has moved on. 59 minutes. Cool. Cool stuff. Hi, buddy. What a noble creature you are. I swear he knows he's on camera, and he does it on purpose. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. No, I mean I do have some regrets about some of that stuff, but it was just I think if anybody could be, I don't want to like blame, but the landlord, um, it, I mean he made that side guest house a second flat so he could maximize the returns on his rent, and I think that for him to do that, it was a mistake. If he wanted to do something like that, he should have been very careful who he was moving into those places, to make sure everybody was compatible. Because I think the Holy Lands was like pretty wild, but where you got to where we were staying, it was much quieter, and yeah, he shouldn't have. I mean, if you wanted to put someone younger in the side place, it might have made more sense, but that's not what he did. Hey, Sue! Because I was working on a PhD at the time, and it was just crazy. Sue was here, but yeah. Good to see you, Sue. I actually think you might still be a moderator on here. I saw the mod list. I thought maybe Sue might appear. But I'm here, yeah. I thought I'd pop in and see how everybody was doing. Hi, buddy Pips. Hi, buddy Pips. Hi. Hi. Anyway, Rory, I hope that's an explanation. He wanted to maximize his rent, so he ended up throwing a bunch of people into a situation that was not exactly compatible for everybody involved. But the thing is too, like I always knew that you guys were all good dudes over there, and it wasn't like you were trying to be, it was different. I hope so. I hope so. It was just like, I mean, in other circumstances, I would have been drinking with you guys over there. I would have been like, let's get drunk, let's have fun. But I mean, I think the stupidest thing was like my bedroom was had a door separating my bedroom area from your back porch, which was nuts. Like, that was just crazy. And my landlord, he's the one to blame for that. Because you guys should be able to go out there and drink all night if you want and not have to worry about, oh, there's a guy sleeping right across the door. You know, it's just stupid. It was a stupid setup. I wonder if he still owns it. Oh, Kai the Wolf. Yeah. I want to do that. I'd like to do Nemesis. I'd like to do Nemesis. I really would. I would. I've thought about it for year after year, but I like I said, I'd need to know that somebody was really wanting to buy it. Let me see. Sue. No, he just likes to sit there. He just likes to sit there. Mother, Sandra Brown, everybody. That's Sandra Brown. She's an amazing woman. She's a master spellcaster. Be careful when you're around her. Sandra Brown is the reason I exist. Oh, hi, buddy. Hi, buddy Pips. No, I think he knows. He knows when I'm streaming. He knows when I'm doing stuff because he does this on purpose. He's smarter than I give him credit for. So mote it be. Ah, you should stay. You should stick around. It's just getting interesting. Sue came back. Well, it's the one with the. I mean, interesting that you say that because I didn't know there was much of a difference, was there? I know that the old one with these, like the missing eye, the scar, and the teeth out, that's the one I tend to think of. If there's something different, I'm not aware of it. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any lurkers there, please chime in. Say hey. I enjoy chatting. This has been such a thrill that I feel like doing this again later. See, you're getting me all inspired to come back. I'll be putting up the Dobby video, I hope, by next week. I'm actually getting a new project started. Like today, it got confirmed. I'm really excited, and I'm gonna have to do it really, really fast. And it's actually for an amazing game that's coming out soon. So I can't spoil too much yet. But they're releasing the game the end of next month, and they want the sculpture done and up and ready for before the game is released, so they can add it to their social media and everything to help market the game. So that's what's happening. Well, I mean, this is like on YouTube. It's like I said, I used to lose a lot of subscribers because they get alerts that, oh, Lorecraft is doing something, and then they get notified, and then you come over expecting a time lapse and excited, and then they go, oh, he's streaming, and then they just unsubscribe because they didn't subscribe for streaming; they subscribed for time lapses. But as I said, like, I haven't been posting anything anyway, so I mean, I don't think it really harm anything if I just started doing this. Have any of you got hit with like a rolling ad or anything like that? Because it said something about that. Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's more people in here than there are on Twitch. I was looking at that restream thing too at one point. Yeah, I thought so, but there's nothing going on over there. There's nothing going over on Twitch. It's there's even less people. But it was good to see everybody the other night. It was just like 6, but I mean, I'm seeing, oh, we got 13 people here, and I'm like, well, that's impressive. But it does make you wonder, I got over 200,000 subscribers, and it's like, where are they? So don't ever think that number means a whole lot, because it doesn't. I mean, I see people with millions of subscribers with they'll put up, you know, weekly videos, and their videos have 2,000 views each. It's like, where are those million+ subscribers? You know, so it's not what it's all cracked up to be. I wish it could be like it used to be, but YouTube's changed a lot. So have I. So is my process and my methods. I mean, honestly, I might do better doing fitness videos or something, you know? Those guys tend to do a lot better. Diet, nutrition, and training. I used to want to do that, but during the pandemic, I almost did. Because I couldn't afford to sculpt and make anything because I didn't know, because nobody was watching that sort of stuff and they weren't buying anything because everyone was worried about their money. But everybody was still eating and training, and I thought maybe I should do that. I had a nice flat at the time, and I thought, oh, this is great. I could do some cooking videos, nutrition and stuff. And then I had to move, so never materialized. Well, that's good, Sue. That is good. I'm glad to see that. It's nice to know. But, you know, there's like a core group of you that have always been around, and I recognize you every time I do it, and it's just really nice to see you. There's Furious from Twitch. It's too bad that they're not here. Ricardo and Dustrick and all them guys. I had a kind of a conversation last time about the streamers that are doing really well, and I've kind of wondered why, in some cases, like, why are these guys so popular? But they fit different niches in different categories. They have different sorts of appeal, and some of them are just really brazen, and they say things that you're not supposed to say. And I think that people like that level of boldness. But if I started doing shit like that, I'd probably nuke my channel and get banned or something. Because you guys know, if you know me, that I have some rather controversial ideas and attitudes that are not very popular with a lot of people. So it's better I try to keep that to myself. But that little devil is on my shoulder quite often. I feel very compelled to sometimes throw caution to the wind, and I do sometimes. And I usually regret it because I end up with some wacko, you know, trying to cause me problems. So yeah. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Leox 2026. Thank you very much. I'm not really sculpting like I said I would. And the cat left as well, so I can just put this down here. I said I was going to sculpt, and I didn't sculpt. Oh, that's Stranger Things dialogue there I just heard. And the cat is finally not messing about. But yeah, thank you, Leox. Remember there was a guy I streamed, like, it was back in oh yeah, his eye. Okay. I streamed back in Belfast years and years ago on here on YouTube. And some wacko showed up and gave me $100 on the stream, and then just was like, he didn't know who I was, and he just threw $100. Said, "Oh, you made that?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I never saw the guy again. Some people, when they get rich, they just throw the money around. So I'll sculpt for a few minutes, like I said I was gonna. And you guys can just keep on chatting and I'll look. It's different here because we don't get those weird animations. Because I had Stream Elements animations on Twitch, and it doesn't do that here. I don't think there's really any need for that. We're not going to get a raid in here, you know? I think I got to really do something about the corner of his eye. Gonna make these wrinkles a little bit more refined. Can't really zoom in. What the hell is this? Ah, yeah, that's something they sent me from Galeri Airbrushes a long time ago. But I need to like get some tiny wrinkles up in here. And these are a bit too clustered, I think. Good times with the Sioux. Don't know. I've never seen anything like that. I've never really looked at streams on YouTube. I don't know what their system is like. I mean, I just did this randomly tonight. I just felt like, hey. But I've got to get the channel activity back up, which I'll tell you guys. If you want to help, you can go to the YouTube Sculpture Demos playlist and just watch them. You could even leave it running on a loop. You can you minimize it and turn the sound off, because I got an email telling me that I needed to raise my watch time hours and my activity, or there might be penalties. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just reach out to the community and see what people have to say. Hopefully you guys will feel compelled to watch some of the old stuff again. But it became, you know, Lorecraft became something else. It became an actual, like, a business that focuses more on sculpting for commissions for game companies. I've done a number of things now. As you know, I worked for Oddworld Inhabitants. I worked for THQ Nordic. I did some stuff for a game company in Poland. And what else did I do? Yeah. Geez, I did that thing for HBO, which was great. I made some masks for a music video. And the theme park that I did there, I showed you the little goblin. So, you know, I've been staying busy just doing, you know, real professional stuff as opposed to focusing on the channel. So I'm still working, you know. I didn't like go under or get tanked. Just kind of switched, things just transformed. I still sculpt, I just don't always post it. I'll put up the Godzilla one again, the Suko character eventually, because that new movie is going to come out, and I'll put it up. I'll put it up when the movie's due to be released, and hopefully you guys will like it and it'll do well. But I used to get, remember I used to get millions of views, and then it just kind of died. And there was no way to keep up with it. There was no way. And that's okay, because things change, you know? And I remember people telling me, like, you've got to adapt, you know, make small things. And I'm like, yeah, but is that, do I want to be a guy, you know, a serious sculptor doesn't just make, you know, small things. He's got to make, like, if I switched into polymer clay sculptures, I certainly wouldn't be working on any of these games or have an opportunity to work in film and TV. So you can't have it all. You have to make sacrifices. So I will stay on for another 10 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll probably call it quits for the night, and then start winding down for bed. And I'll have to change that. I'll have to fix that upside down thumbnail. But yeah, Sue, you know, I never forgot about you. None of you guys that are here, I never forgot about you. I do conventions a lot. I do shows. And the people love the work. So, anybody else that's got any questions, feel free to fire away before I disappear for who knows how long. I like this song. It's got it. It's Kyle Reese talking to Sarah Connor. Thank you, Sue. Thank you. It's nice to read that. You know what you can do if you ever want to see what's going on? You can comment randomly on a video. I get notified. And I'll just reply to you and say, yeah, you asked me what's up. And I give you, give you like almost like an email. That goes for everybody. I always get notifications on comments on videos. It always tells me. I get an alert. And I'll see it and go, oh. And I can answer. Yeah, you guys can always check Discord too. Say hey. It's this cat again. Yeah, I do wonder about these other streamers that are really successful. I just go, okay, what are they? Why are they so successful? Are they experts, professionals in their field? Are they remarkably handsome or wise or skilled? And I keep finding myself saying no to every single one of those questions. So I just don't understand. I don't understand why. But they're brazen and irreverent, and I think that just attracts some people. They talk shit, basically. Milan Zidillerson Samanyo. Yes, okay, hi. I was actually about to end the stream. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I wanted to pop in and see who was around and kind of update people what I've been up to and all that good stuff. But I was going to end the stream here in about a couple minutes. But yeah, I'm glad that you said hi. Oh, thank you, Carlos. Actually, you see this? I sculpted this one, like 7 or 8 years ago, and that's an air dry clay. So I'm doing it again. Maybe I should stick around. There's more people around. I'm making it again so I can cast it in silicone. That's the plan. but I usually use photographs. Tell me about how you've been busy. Give me the info. What has kept you busy? Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, I sculpt from hand and I use photographs. Yeah, you can see the original video there. Stephen Wilson just popped it up. So this next video that I have to do, this contract. Oh, hey, life moves on, right? Takes us in unexpected directions. Um, Speaking of which, yeah, this new project I'm going to be doing, it's kind of secret, and they want me to film the whole things for a time lapse that they're going to use for their helping promote the game. So I probably won't be able to stream. It's kind of top secret, but it'll be 3 weeks of that. But you guys are making me think I should be doing this again. It's because it's so nice to see everyone and chat with you, catch up. Very warm and welcoming folk. And we need that in our lives, you know? Sometimes we get down and out, and it's nice to know that there's some decent people out there that just want to be nice. And all you got to do, you're a few clicks away. I have not. I've not seen it yet. And you're right, Sue. You're right. But I've not. I've actually got it downloaded and I haven't watched it yet. It's good. You think it's good, huh? Cheshire Shells. Oh, wait, is that who I think it is? I think I can tell. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Hey, you. You happy? All good in your life? You disappeared for a while. I was scared. I was worried about you. I don't know if you know, you really worried me. I thought something terrible happened to you. But yeah, hey, what's going on? It's good to see you too. You can tell everybody who you are because they'll know once you tell because you got a different name. Tell everybody, they'll remember you. Unless you're trying to stay hidden. The delay here is better, by the way, than on Twitch. I don't know why. It's the same damn connection. Ah, I know you were having trouble with all that. Yeah. I was always thinking you're like. I always said you're that. I said that it's Nancy from the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Nancy. Yeah. Yeah, you should. Nancy. Yeah, you guys remember Chelsea, don't you? All the makeup, special effects, body paint, all that stuff. She was always around. Well, Wilson, I'm still here, and it's just because I'm sculpting now, and I'm seeing Chelsea and a couple other people pop in. Makes me think I should stick around. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to just disappear again. I'm just having too much fun with you guys. Maybe I should just stream here instead of Twitch, huh? I mean, the channel's up. Like, it's not gonna, nothing. The channel will never be like it used to be. It'll never be back like it used to be, and I should probably just not care. Just, I mean, it's monetized, it's activated. I could just use it for this. Make videos anyway. Who cares what happens? I used to get so upset when I do a video and it only got a few thousand views. It's like, oh, this is horrible. But I'm past that now. I moved on. I'm doing real commission work and it's all good. Don't rely on YouTube at all. So I could just do this for fun on here. I'm thinking, you're making me think about it. That'd be good. Okay, that's encouraging. I found a creator-safe, uh, copyright-free retrowave synthwave playlist, which is what you've got playing there. It's not my favorite songs, but I don't have to worry about, because I remember trying this before and it kept getting like copyright claimed and shut down. They shut the stream down. But who is that? Oh, I don't know if I can listen to this right now. Um, Let me see. I think one thing we should do is. I'll listen to that later. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So the masters get it done. Which characters are those, Milan? And yeah, the new big project I'm going to be doing, I'm not, like I said, I'm not even supposed to talk about it, and so I won't be able to stream unless they give me the go ahead. But I need to collect footage, and I need to collect really good footage. So that means the cat's going to have to like behave himself. Like you can't do shit like this. Out of the way, buddy. You see this guy? This is crazy. All right, so I'm going to reset the timer to 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and then I'll go. Makes me want to end the stream with another one of those funny videos I used to do, but we'll get copyright struck, so I can't do it. I'm so hungry too. Yo, Liam Door 2006. Yo. Oh, the Predators. Yeah, that's another one I never touched because it's just that's a minefield, man. There's so many good ones. There's so many good ones out there that have been done better than anything I could ever make, and so I want to bring something new and fresh or improve on a design, and I can't improve on the design with the Predators. There's just so many good ones. That's a good question, Carlos. It's a good question. And yes, that it's like music. Like music is very similar because you know when is a song done? If you're a musician, when are you done? You can always make changes. Chelsea, I'm so pleased to see you. Really, you had me terrified. I was panicked at a few stages. I kept thinking like, is she all right? You just disappeared off the face of the earth. And it wasn't just you. Like there were a few comments on your last post by other people that made the paranoia even worse. And I was like, what's going on? But I am relieved that you are well and you're around. And I hope to see you on here more if I'm around as well. Well, always remember that. There's going to be somebody who misses you, even if you think they would. I've tried reaching out to an old family friend several times the last couple of years for the same reason, and I think she's actually gone. I just try every once in a while. I make a phone call to see if the phone is active, and it's not. But that means, you know, when you least expect it, someone's thinking about you, thinking well of you. There's always someone out there that would be pleased to hear from you. So give them a call. You mean more to those around you than you might realize. So different sculpting in this kind of clay. It is better than air dry by far, but it's a very different experience to do it this way than it was the first time. You just see him here too, by the way. He's just sitting right here with me. He's a good boy, huh? Good boy, Pips. Getting close to needing to put the pores and these fine wrinkles and pores. Very close. So I have to go and change the thumbnail out. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Chelsea. Glad to hear that. You're better off for it. Did you move out by chance? I'm, maybe you could save the personal stuff for later if you want to save some details, but you could send me a message on Instagram. I'm still there. Oh, anyway, Pip. Alright. That's me yawning. That means I better go. I'm not even sure how to end this. Because I need the video to stay up. Right on. Going to my studio because I have to check to see what's actually going on here. Hey, 158 views. Oh, you guys can comment on this too. You guys can comment on it later, because this will be an actual video that stays up, and you can just go back and watch it there. Yeah. So, okay, I think that's going to be me. I should carry on and get some rest so I can get up tomorrow and start sculpting all over again. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has been excellent to see some of you again. I am so pleased that you came by to say hello. Glad that you're still part of the community. Because it's small, but we still have one. We still have a Lorecraft community. You are my friends. And I thank you for all the time you've been around. Yeah, do that, Chelsea. I'm on Insta. Just check in and say yo. Yeah, and Carlos and everybody. Steven, Richard, anybody else that's been lurking. And I will be working on this new project soon, but I will try to get back on here. And Sue, yes. Always happy to see some Sue. And the other fellow that was talking earlier, too, I don't know if he's still around, the scrolling up, Milan. Right. I'm going to click the stop thing, and I think that'll be me vanishing. I'm not so familiar with this interface to know exactly how this is going to roll. But yes. Yes. Okay. Wilson, thanks for being mod, and yep, I'm gonna get a snack, wind down, and I think crash out. So good night, and thanks for coming. Hopefully you'll get more from me soon. Cheers, everybody. Liam Dorr. Good night, guys. Thanks. Was it like, subscribe, and share with all of your friends?